This entire Batman Off-World series has just been incredible, and I'm not sure if it's fully canon to the mainline DC universe, but this overall journey would just fit incredibly well into Batman's early years and Batman's history and mark on the universe at large. And if you're new and not caught up with this entire series, I'll leave a link down there in the description and wherever else so you can get caught up, because believe me, it is so very worth it. But here we see Batman is literally in the midst of the greatest evils in his distant galaxy, the Slag Galaxy. Bruce, even at his strongest and his most powerful, he's been captured and being tortured by the twins, the Blakksun twins, who each have their own abilities and whatever. And right now, one of them, the little boy, is making Batman fight for his life, as he even goes on to say, "I've trained myself to endure every form of torture known to man, but this thing isn't a man. His name is Whisper Blakksun, and he speaks the unspeakable. I know that nothing I can do will drown out the roars of his whispers, but I scream anyway." Now, elsewhere on the same ship where all this is happening, we see Ioni, this person who seemingly sold him out and cashed in the bounty on his head to the Blacksuns here. But it obviously digs a little deeper than just that, because moving back over where we previously seen she having Batman at gunpoint, we see exactly the interaction, what the events leading up to it happened. Bruce looking down the barrel of a blaster, immediately thinking that she's here to take him in for the bounty. And Ioni, of course, logically thinks that yes, that's the safest route in all of this and the only way to make it out alive, truly. But no, she came here to help him. Of course, Ioni finding Batman here in this moment isn't the greatest, because Batman here was just thinking about giving up and quitting. Thinking about his place in all of this and how he's truly out of his depth, millions and millions of miles from home. But right now, at this point of time, how far he has went through all of this, that's just stupid. He can't just give up. Ioni going on to talk some sense into Bruce, saying, "You don't get to stop. These people here, these billions of lives lost, they died because they believed in you. They were crazy enough to believe in the power of the Batman, and so is she." At this point, Batman being more than just a man on a mission, no, he's become a legend, a spark for a revolution in this other galaxy-wide war and the empire that is oppressive to the galaxy. Ioni continuing on saying, "No, this is bigger than you, bigger than me too. But if we are able to work together, then maybe we can make enough noise that will be heard from millions of light years away." And eventually Bruce says she is right, and he agrees, agreeing for her to take him in so he can be on the inside this time. There's no point in the endless fighting just trying to make it to the Blacksuns when she can just turn him in and he can fight from the inside out. In which, moving back on into the current moment, we see Ioni and the rest of her team fighting against the low-level enforcers on the ship. But even Punchbot goes on to say and make note of the situation that Batman is currently in might just be the end of him, going on to say that Whisper Blacksun, the little boy, he's the same being that caused the death of billions of people, 12 billion. And against that sort of power, there's just no defense. So despite all of his expert training and reasoning, he believes that this is just one fight that the Batman cannot win. Now, we all know that iconically Batman has some level of plot armor, much like every other popular hero in some sort of sense. Though it seems like anytime Batman is the underdog or the odds are greatly against his favor, his chances of victory and beating said odds just dramatically skyrocket. So if Batman is fighting the Joker, you know, hey, that's a tough fought battle and he realistically would win, but it's tough. Now, if he's fighting Darkseid or Superman, a Kryptonian, somehow Batman always just comes out on top, even when he realistically should not be doing. And here is no different. Even as Batman is being tortured, blood just profusely coming out of every orifice of his body, he just won't break, he won't die. Even the older sister, she goes on to say, "Why is this taking so long? Why is he even still alive? No one has ever endured her brother's whispers for this long. What is so special about this Batman anyway?" Eventually, she even decides enough is enough. Let's try a different approach and just tear him limb from limb the normal way, instead of using the power to break him like everybody else. Though before she is able to get to Batman, an alert goes off from all of the chaos going down on the lower parts of the ship, and she leaves to go deal with that, averting her attention, which is going to be one of her most fatal mistakes in a second. But as you see here, Batman is just continuing to be tortured and hurt and beat. He even says that his ears are bleeding, his eyes are bleeding, every part of his body is seizing and shutting down. But even through all of it, he still sees it, the flicker of something on the little boy's face, frustration. And even as the little boy's voice quickens and his power grows, making Batman want to claw his own skull open with his bare hands, Batman resists. Now, it's not explicitly noted or said how his powers exactly work, but we can put two and two together and realize that it's some sort of manipulation on the person's body, making them feel pain and want to, end themselves from just hearing a little boy's voice. But it is able to be mentally resisted if your willpower or mental fortitude is high enough. And with Batman here, shy of any top-level Green Lanterns, he is one of the strongest willpowers in the DC universe itself. So even through the agony and pain, he focuses on that little flicker of frustration and doubt as he just stares the little boy, the monster her square in his eyes, even as Whisper Blacksun is trying everything in his power to make Batman turn into a screaming bloody ruin. And this time, Batman has the upper hand as he finally whispers back. What exactly he whispers back, we're going to see in a second, but not only is it very important, but it's also kind of funny. Ioni and her team battling everybody else is actually getting the upper hand here. That isn't until Wrath Blacksun arrives and shifts everything in her favor, because even though she doesn't have the same powers as her little brother, she instead is more of a brawler type, incredibly strong, durable, fast, etc. Meaning even when her and Ioni come to blows, and Ioni has her now looking down the barrel of her blaster, shooting her point blank in the face, it just does less than nothing. She's too strong, even going on to easily overpower her. Now, Ioni herself is a Tamaranian, and while Tamaranians aren't the strongest species in the DC universe, they're way closer to being Kryptonian level beings than they are to being human level, which just makes Wrath Blacksun overpowering her that much more impressive. But eventually they all just start to jump and beat her down collectively. Though as this is happening, Batman goes on to say that this place, the Slag Galaxy, this place was made to devour. Nothing can live here unscarred. This entire war-torn alien galaxy, by all rights, it should have eaten him alive. It should have been the end of Batman, but why didn't it? That's the greatest question that even troubles Whisper Blacksun. And whatever is happening over there, Batman even gets the little boy to scream. As we see Batman here now in the flesh, ready to join the battle and end this once and for all. After enduring the same violence, the same abilities that claim the lives of billions of other souls. And you want to know one of the things he whispered to Whisper Blacksun? He simply said, "I'm Batman," which even as they lead their attack against the older sister now, Bruce even continues to say that I had to travel a long way from home to truly learn the meaning of those words and to spread that message across a galaxy without hope, one punch at a time. I could have never done that alone. I'm Batman, and so are they. So are all the people who pick up the mantle to do good, even at their own expense of their lives and potential death in the pursuit to help others. Bruce, in his advanced suit, which is made out of alien technology and able to output incredible superhuman force, lands a hit, even drawing blood on the older sister, ending this initial battle with the Blacksun twins, which even in the aftermath, they're not just going to go down and be captured. No, you're going to have to kill them. She even says as much. The Black Suns will never fall. We own this entire galaxy. We own the stars. We own all of you. You people will have to kill me to end this. And of course, with Batman having a very strict no-kill rule, they choose not to. And the thing is, he doesn't even have to. With him going on to say, yeah, you might be right about that, about me not being able to kill you, but I still can't get this guy to shut up. Just tossing the little brother in who is almost traumatized and scarred from Batman and imprisoning them together. So while Batman won't kill you, he isn't above just breaking your mind and leaving you as a vegetable for the rest of your life. So just like dozens of other oppressive empires, you take out the top and the rest crumble down from underneath it. Which means even in the aftermath, the civilians and innocent people of the entire galaxy are freed from previously the never-ending war. Though Bruce knows that this isn't the end, he even goes on to say the Black Suns were monsters, yes, but they were the only law to be found in this galaxy. And while they were very evil and unethical, without them there is going to be chaos everywhere, telling Ioni that this isn't going to be the end of her problems and there's still going to be a bunch more to do. The worlds of this galaxy will need someone to protect them. So while Batman goes back to Earth to live his life as he has to, because he is not native to this galaxy and has to go back to his rightful home of Earth, he isn't just going to leave this place defenseless and without proper guardrails in place. As even moving back into Gotham, the start of this entire thing, the reason why Batman made this trip over to light years away into a different galaxy was because an alien force so powerful and dominant changed everything Bruce believed in. And now with us moving back, we see that same alien, an Akarian, still dominating the streets of Gotham and no one truly able to take him on. Bruce going on to say that as soon as I land, I know where I'm headed. He doesn't even bother to shower and change because he wants him to smell it on him, smell the Slag Galaxy and everything that he has been through, because things are about to be different this time. He knows his every weakness and pressure point. It only taking 5 kicks and 11 strikes to fully down the same entity that almost killed him previously. Even afterwards, Batman finds himself staring up at the stars, lost on other worlds far away. For a moment, just a singular minute, he forgets where he is, but only for a single moment and nothing more, because no matter where he has gone previously and the work he is going to do in the future, at the end of the day and to his core, he is the Batman of Gotham, and there is a lot more work to do in Gotham. Though, like I said before, he isn't just going to leave the Slag Galaxy unprotected. As moving over, we see instead of the bat signal in Gotham, they have an entire bat signal stars that shine bright in the solar system and galaxy to whoever needs help on whatever planet. With Ioni now taking the helm and armor of the space bat and the spacesuit he made to take up Bruce's mission, but not on Earth, no, but on every planet in the distant galaxy light years away. Which is just crazy to think about. Like, yes, Batman is just one man, but one man created an entire revolution far away into the universe, galaxies and light years away. So as much as the Batman and his symbol and his whole identity brings fear to criminals, it should also bring hope, much like Superman does, to the defenseless and weak, which is exactly what Ioni now and the entire Bat team, Punchbot and his even companion Wolf from before, take up the mantle to do here. But yeah, that was this entire Batman off-world story. And like I said, this is just incredible. Like people back on Earth and Gotham potentially thinking Batman isn't real or he's just some myth. Whereas in an entirely different galaxy, he has become the savior of dozens and hundreds of planets across said galaxy. I could only imagine how someone like Absolute Batman would react to a version of himself like this. One whose very bat symbol just brings hope and salvation to different alien civilizations. Though, as always, this was AJ here at the Hero Informer. Leave all of your comments, thoughts, and whatever else in the comments down below. And thank you for watching.